This is CBS 7 News at 10, your eye on West Texas.
We begin tonight with a developing story out of Fort Stockton, where a massive motel fire continues to burn after it sparked 6 hours ago.
Here's a live look at that fire at the Swiss Clock Inn located at 3201 West Dickinson Boulevard. As you can see, the fire remains very active there. You can see the fire truck in the picture. Crews expect to fight this blaze for a few more hours.
According to the fire crews on the scene, the blaze started about 4 o'clock in the attic on the southeast part of the motel. Firefighters say the motel is undergoing renovations, and the blaze may have been sparked by welding on the side of the building. The building was evacuated promptly, and so far there are no injuries reported.
Back live on the scene, firefighters from Fort Stockton, Imperial, McCamey, and Ward County continue to fight the blaze at this hour. Stay with CBS 7 and CBS7.com for the very latest developments on this story.
New tonight at 10 o'clock, friends and family gather tonight to remember a teenager killed during a nightclub shooting earlier this year. It's one of the many reasons that Ector County law enforcement are keeping a close eye on Jaguars nightclub in Odessa.
Ector County Sheriff Mark Donaldson and County Attorney Cindy Weir-Nutter met with the manager and attorney for Jaguars last Thursday afternoon. The sheriff says he wanted the bar shut down under the Nuisance Abatement Act, covered in state law. However, the law requires the sheriff to meet with the club operators before any action can be taken. Jaguars
representatives presented a list of conditions they promised to abide by, including armed security guards, cameras, and other concessions. Weir-Nutter says another part of the agreement is that the Pussycat Lounge, which is located next door, will remain closed until further notice. The club was the scene of that fatal shooting back in May.
Now, while law enforcement worked to shut the two clubs down completely, family members continue to mourn the loss of a loved one.
CBS 7's Shannon Murray spent the evening with friends and family who are remembering Martin Blea on what would have been his 18th birthday.
In May, at 17 years old, Martin Blea Jr. was shot and killed outside of the Pussycat Lounge. Now those closest to him are celebrating his life and wishing him a happy birthday.
Today is Martin Blea's 18th birthday.
Family and friends gathered at Martin's grave to remember the teen taken too soon. 6 months have gone by since he died, but a day doesn't go by that they don't think about his memory.
The caretaker said that every day since he's been gone that there's somebody here.
And Martin's death has been a lesson to all of his friends.
He made a lot of changes in a lot of people's lives, a lot of these young kids. It was a big change in their lives, and I hope they continue that change and to make a difference.
The troubled teens that was there, that, you know, like they said, he made such an impact on their life for them to change. And one of my favorite things to hear from kids and anybody is, I'm living for Blea.
We love you, Marty! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you.
He was loved, and people cared about him, and you know, it's remarkable that even after 6 months, people still remember him and treasure him.
Shortly after Blea's death, the dance club closed their doors. Ector County Sheriff Mark Donaldson says the club owner does not have any plans to open back up anytime soon. Reporting in the newsroom, Shannon Murray, CBS 7 News.
Shannon, thanks very much. New tonight at 10 o'clock, Odessa police are working the scene of a fatal motorcycle crash. Officers were called out to Kenwood and Candy Lane just before 6 o'clock this evening. The Odessa American reports that witnesses saw the motorcycle driver crash into a truck and land into the bushes. Police, though, still have not confirmed any of those details. Stay with CBS 7 and CBS7.com for the latest on this developing story.
Here's a quick look at some stories making headlines tonight. A morning crash in East Midland County claimed the life of a Midland man. DPS troopers tell us 30-year-old Neptali Reyes was heading north on Elkins Road when he lost control, rolling his vehicle several times. Reyes was pronounced dead at the scene. He was not wearing a seatbelt. Ector County ISD police officers spent the day investigating a report of a gun at Permian High School. Officers say a female student reported seeing a male with a gun on campus this morning. District police searched the school for the person fitting that description. School officials say no weapon was ever found. And Odessa police are still investigating a shooting that left a 19-year-old dead last week. Police say Evan Fitz died after receiving a gunshot wound and crashing his truck into a home last Thursday. Police have arrested 18-year-old Trevor Atchison in connection with this crime. Fitz's family says they think Atchison was not alone in that truck and there may be other suspects. Anyone with information is urged to call police at 333-3641 or Crime Stoppers at 333-TIPS.
With your eye on education, the U.S. Department of Education has released a report that shows a large percentage of students have to take at least one remedial course when they go to college.
The findings raise questions about whether our students are prepared for college. As CBS 7's Robert Guadarrama explains, local educators say they recognize this is a problem and are working to address it. Robert?
That's right. Educators agree that many students going into college require remedial courses, but high schools and colleges are working together to bridge that gap to better prepare students.
Remediation is a problem that's happening all over the United States.
36% of students in America are taking remedial courses when they get to college,
Which causes them to spend a longer amount of time to work on a degree.
The chair of education at Odessa College tells us this study is accurate. Many graduating high school students are not ready for college-level courses.
Some of the skills that they are needing at the college level haven't been touched exactly in that same way at the high school level.
Which is why efforts are being made to align curriculum, increase rigor, and bridge the gap between high school and college.
We all have to take responsibility for our students' learning, and we're continually looking at ways we can improve our instruction, ways that we can improve and strengthen curriculum and meet the needs of our students.
Collaboration between educators have resulted in some changes at the high school level in math, the most common remedial subject.
Now our students have to be in a math class their senior year, whereas, a couple of years ago they didn't.
And programs at the college level like AVID are now in place to continue the efforts.
These classes help you with time management, study skills, understanding how to take notes, those things that really cause students to have problems in college.
We all have to meet our kids where they are and bring them to where they need to be each year.
Principal Howard says the implementation of the STAR end of course exams should also help this issue because it would allow students to identify what subject they need to work on. With your eye on education, Robert Guadarrama, CBS 7 News.